What's up YouTube, it's FluffyPinkYak, and today I have a battle against iBrigadier, or Brig. So we decided to have a roulette battle, because roulette's cool like that. And yeah, I got an Articuno lead, he got a Tangrowth lead, which is shit for him and good for me, because I can go for an Ice Beam. He's obviously going to switch, but I'm not going to over-predict, because he'd like do something queer and knock off my leftovers or something. Anyway, he goes into Torpor and I go into my Fluffy to see what it does, because this is my designated death fodder, because it's a Fluffy. And he obviously wasn't showing the specs Hidden Power Water, so I went for an Attract and it failed miserably. So now he Stone Ages my Sporlax, which is a Parasect. And Sporlax doesn't own in this movie, unfortunately. But he does get a Spore off, which is good. And I'm thinking this thing's like Choice Banded, so I'm going to knock off its Choice Band like that, because I'm clever. And then I go into my Milk Tank to get my rocks up while it's going to blatantly wake up and explode, but I don't see that coming because I poked myself in the eye a few times today. So Milk Tank lives the explosion on just about enough health not to do anything constructive with the rest of the battle, which is great. And now he goes into a Plusle, and I'm going to go into my Parasect as Death Fodder. I don't know what a Plusle does besides Thunderbolt, because I've never seen it do anything besides Thunderbolt and then die. And now I go into Heracross, which is the only OU I've got in this roulette. And just about the only OU I've ever gotten in a roulette at all. This thing's like really old and doesn't even have good IVs, because I think I got it off the GTS or something queer. Point is, I Facade, excuse me, I Facade or Facade or Facadie, and he dies, and then I die from burn, which is slightly embarrassing because Plusle just kind of took a Heracross bit. So he goes into Tango, and I go into my Milk Tank, and I have a couple of Speed IVs, so not Speed IVs, I have a couple of Speed EVs, so I get a Milk Drink off before he hits me with Ancient Power. And that would be annoying if he got a Uber Boost with all the stats and all that, like, it can happen, I guess. Anyway, he goes into a Farfetch'd, which is Pro. So I Body Slam it and get a Parahax, because that's what Milk Tank does. Even if it's a Ghost, because it's scrappy, well this one is anyway. So for some weird reason the Body Slam does jack shit the next time. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get Farfetch'd kill something, so I'm just gonna go for a Hill Bell. And let a Farfetch'd kill a Milk Tank for the lols. And now I go into my Body Bag, which is a balloon. I don't even know their name. Blah blah blah. So he's going to Night Slash me, and because he's got the mighty stick, the ugly stick as I call it, he's going to beat me to death and get loads of crits. And that's going to suck, because it means I have to sub down to my Pataya Berry now instead of weathering a couple of hits. So eventually I will go down to 1 HP and get my Pataya boost. See there, he could have crit me without a sub, and I would have been like fail copter. Yeah, he Night Slashes me again and doesn't get Parahaxed at all there. So I'm just going to go for Hidden Power Fighting, and that would have been really cool if I was Hidden Power Ghost, because then I would have died to a Farfetch'd. Anyway, his pile of noodles comes back in, and that's going to die from one Shadow Ball, because it hasn't got great special defense, and I have a Pataya and Unburden and all that good stuff. So he goes into Hypno, and I was like, I've already seen his Choice Banded Turkle, so this thing probably has Sucker Punch or something really queer, but he just goes for Psychic, so I look like an idiot. So go me. And now I go into Rosemary, which is my last guy, or girl, or neuter, and I just roar him out, because he's blatantly going to nasty plot, because I saw that coming. Yeah, I totally predicted that. And then this Miss Maggie-ish, or Miss Piss comes in, and he's all like, but I'm pissed. And I'm going to roar it out, I think. No, I don't, I go for an Ice Beam, because he's not going to set up, because I just roared out his Hypno. So I'm clever. And now I'm going to Ice Beam him some more, I guess. I was actually, no, I'm not going to spoil it, I'm not going to say what happens. So his mismatch is out, it can't really do much to me without setting up, and I predict the turn it's going to set up because I'm super pro, and I roar, and Mismagus goes away. And then Hypno comes in to rape some children, or whatever it does with its free time. I'm going to Ice Beam, does a little tiny bit, and he nasty blocks, but I'm not too worried about that, because no, because it's Hypno, it can't do much. But then he baton passes to Miss Piss, and I was like, jeez, this is gonna suck big hairy balls. So what I probably should have done was Roar, but I don't think I do, because I think I'm insane. No, I go for an Ice Beam, because roaring would have been far too clever. Plus, yeah. So, I think I roost on this turn after living this Shadow Ball with like negative 10 HP. So yeah, 7 HP, roosting up, and then I can take more Shadow Ball-y stuff. He eventually gets to like +3 because he Calm Minds or something. Yep, he Calm Minds there, so he's at +3 now, and it's looking really bad for me because I have Articuno now, and I can't do all that much because he's Calm Minded. Therefore, my Ice Beam doesn't do much. I didn't really want to stall out the game, so I was sort of like being very picky with when I used Roar and then Roost, because just hitting Roar then Roost over and over again would have been really queer. Anyway, now I go for a Roost because I outspeed Hypno, so that's good. And unfortunately I got a special defense drop at some point, so this Psychic does a little more than I would like. But now I can go for an Ice Beam and kill off this Hypno, I think. Yes, I kill off the Hypno. And even though I have -1 special defense, the Miss Piss is going to come in and throw its balls of shadow at me. Even though it's female, so I don't know how it has balls. But I live with 85 HP and Ice Beam for the finish. So even though it looked really bad at one point, I finally came out on top. But it was very, very close, so great game.